All right, this is the big picture outline method. So first thing you're going to need is the textbook. So a number of different places where you can find the textbook. Either take out your physical textbook or log into the portal. Click on McGraw-Hill, and once you're at McGraw-Hill, it'll give you a chance to open up this page right here. The dashboard will give the option to find the interactive student edition. So go and click on this right here, and you're going to find the textbook itself here. Okay. So go to the table of contents, which is you click on the top left-hand corner. The contents are here. Okay. Once you click on it, go and find the chapter and section that we have been assigned. So scroll down. Okay, we're going to look at chapter 2. So click on chapter 2 and scroll to all the way down to lesson 3, titled Absolutism in Europe. So once you're there, you should be able to find the introduction. Here it is, Absolutism in Europe. This is lesson 3. And there's a little introduction piece that I would suggest that you read because it'll provide some sort of context. Okay. But as we go on, you're going to find the first major heading here. It says France under King Louis XIV. Okay. And if you go to your notes taking section, go and open up this document, and you're going to go ahead and find this page right here. Okay. Here's the title, France under King Louis XIV. Okay. And if you're coming back to the reading itself, you should find this guiding question: why is the reign of King Louis XIV regarded as the best example of absolutism in the 17th century? So the whole point of us taking notes in this way is to be able to answer these particular questions here. And so you'll notice that this key question, essential question, is listed here as well. So the whole point of what we're doing in the big picture outline is that we want to find the big picture of each particular section. And the big picture is the answer to this question. So as you read, you're going to only write down things that relate to this question about, in this case, King Louis XIV and absolutism. So the first thing you're going to do, take a look at the introduction section. Now there's no text that says introduction, but this is usually right underneath the major heading. So this is going to introduce what this section is about. Read this particular paragraph. Pause the video if you need to. All right, after you've read it, you're going to find, and you want to be able to define, first of all, what is absolutism, because that's what the question is laying out. So if you're reading this, you're going to find, oh, absolutism is listed here. What is it? What is it? Well, I don't know. We'll see in just a little bit, but it seems like it's related to monarchs trying to increase their power in order to create stability, right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to label down an introduction, is that there is more stability can be gained by, in this case, they're talking about increasing the power of the monarch. The king's power. And note that as I'm writing, it's not exactly what the notes are. There's a chance to interpret this as well. So that's the first section that we have here. So that's introduction. So keep on scrolling down here. The next part is, well, what do you know? It's a definition. Again, in order for us to define absolutism, we have to know what it is defined as. So in this case, it's a ruler that holds total power. So absolutism, definition, is a ruler who holds absolute power in this case. But there's more in this case. So they're going to start to discuss what absolutism is in this case. So what is it? Well, absolutism is tied to divine right of kings. What is this? It means that absolute monarchs receive power from God and were responsible to no one except God. So I can read this and say, all right, and what is it? Someone who holds absolute power, but they justify basically their right to rule is based from religion. Rule by religion in this case here. So again, I'm doing some interpretation. You can copy down the notes exactly as is, but we know that this definitely demonstrates what absolutism is and in what they actually do here. Here's a list of things here: make laws, levy taxes, administer justice. And so you can go ahead and lay out these particular roles here. So their roles are to, 1, make laws, levy taxes, and so forth and so on. Now, if you don't know what these terms mean, this might be a chance to go ahead and define what they are. Roles that they play. Again, you want to try to, as you are taking notes here, try to put a verb so that you know that these are things that they are actually doing. Okay, so you have the definition, and then we move on. You can read this and continue to fill this out. Then what we have here is the next subsection title. It's a person named Richelieu. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and write in Richelieu's name. Okay, and then from there, go ahead and read and read about how Richelieu becomes really important in the administration of King Louis XIV and what he did in regards to increasing his power. Okay, but again, our goal is to write down only things that are related to King Louis XIV and how he best demonstrates all of these particular roles here. Okay, so you'll continue, write down items that are here, okay, and then from there, okay, so again, you want to be able to now add notes that relate to the thesis, to the question, okay, and then and continue to move on. Now, if you want to know how to use the tabs here, it's on the top of your Google Doc. So go to the top part here. If it doesn't show up, hit more, okay, and you'll note that I'm going to increase the indent, okay, to add subnotes, or you can decrease it, okay, based on each one. So I'm going to decrease it here, okay, and write in the next major title after I've taken notes, which is Louis in Power, and then continue to add some notes related to this here, okay, and continue to do so. Okay, so scroll down. The next major section is, in this case, Legacy of King Louis. Okay, and then take further notes. And then once you have all of these notes, what you can do is you can now go back and answer this question. So go ahead and highlight this and click add a comment. And what you're going to do now is, based on the notes that you've written here, answer this question so that your notes have a direction. There exists specifically to answer this question here as a whole. Okay, and once you have that done, this section is complete. Scroll down and move to the next assigned section. Okay, in that case, it's Peter the Great, which is further on in the chapter and the lesson. And then from there, you are done with the big picture outline for this particular chapter and section. So again, the whole point of this is to be able to answer the questions that is listed, and not to write everything down, but only things that actually relate to the prompt itself.